Christian, you found this show. Talk to me.
Yes.
What about this show? What is it about? Where did you find it? How did you find it?
I came across it when I was doing research for Hackamania. I guess one of these guys had been on one of the shows for Drew Belcher, who we featured on that. And it took me down this rabbit hole. And at the top, I need to apologize to producer Chris because I know he hates when I bring any kind of improv podcast to the show. Hey, Riddle.
We all do.
Yeah, it's not just me.
Don't single out one guy. We're all mad at
very
you.
uncomfortable. So what I didn't realize is these guys met from Upright Citizens Brigade.
Yeah.
So they're all seasoned improv performers, and they also like to talk about movies. And I will let the audience decide if they do a good job talking about movies.
Yeah, so I should mention Action Boyz is a show with these three guys reviewing different action movies. Each episode, kind of like Good Times, Great Movies, you know, that really popular version of this. Kind of like that show.
Or Once Over with Kaylee.
Once Over with Kaylee is also another popular
example.
version of this where you pick a movie.
The hell's that?
And then you go through and discuss it. And I will tell you, this show is very popular. They don't really put shows out there that you can find very easily.
No.
Right.
It's all behind a paywall at this point, but they have 8,500 patrons on their Patreon. And they are semi-famous dudes. John Gabris being the most famous from Guy Code, Comedy Bang Bang, something called TV Land's Younger. Okay.
Oh, we all remember that.
Ben Rogers worked on Workaholics and Star Trek Lower Deck. And then Ryan Stangler, the biggest claim to fame I could find for him was one episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
I saw that too.
One more than
I
me.
was so proud of him.
One more than me. So,
I think John was actually also on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
oh, very possible. Yes. These guys all run in the similar circles. So, Christian, why don't you get us started off? Maybe a clip that sums up the show for you or gives an idea of what we're listening to today.
Yeah, well, I think a show is only as good as its theme song. So I think a great spot to start is actually my first track, which if you listen to the song, it might sound a little jacked up, if you know what I mean. And then also, please listen all the way through to the end. You're going to hear a very familiar drop at the end of my clip one.
All right.
Welcome to Action Boy.
Yep, right there at the end. There's the Arnold from Commando. It's showtime. Now, I'm sure that you're not the only two podcasts that use it, but it did stand out that as soon as I heard that.
Well, Christian, I got to pick up from where that drops off because you have to understand these guys are zany, they're wacky, they're silly. So after that ridiculous over-the-top theme song with all the guitar solos and everything going on, they decide to start making some machine gun noises and explosions.
We need overhead. We need air support. We need overhead. We need more overhead. We need more overhead. I need more room in my overhead. Frame me up. I need one of those.
So you can see that they're wacky.
Yeah, maybe just a little sugared up.
Yeah. Seem to be hanging out with Kate Meany if you get my gist.
little California pancake. You know, I also have a clip where they start the show by making a bunch of dumb noises. It's my clip 21 from their Lawnmower Man episode.
There's a lot of like people making effort noises and pain sounds and stuff to really sell how high stakes a virtual environment is.
It's just like when I put my fucking PS5 on.
Is it just like that?
What did you do to me, Dr. Angelo? Dr. Angelo is like a fucking porno name. It's so funny.
Well, yeah, this movie does kind of ask the question of what if Flowers for Algernon got a erotic thriller overlay? Like, it was kind of like, what if we did a soft porn version of Flowers for Algernon?
I think it's what everybody's asking
Why am I listening to the entire episode, Christian? What's going on here?
Well, the point that I want to make is if you didn't enjoy that clip, there's only 3 hours and 59 more minutes in that episode.
So
their Lawnmower Man episode is 4 hours long.
It's 4 hours longer than the original Lawnmower Man.
Yes,
it's a very
yes, it
short movie, thank God, because it's garbage. All right.
It's not good.
Since you played that, I just want to play the beginning of this episode that I listened to about Roadhouse and what they decided to do, which is a really good move in podcasting. I'm sure that they got this from Man Cow and some of the greater radio guys. Everyone yell what you want to say all at once. Like as the show begins, everyone just start yelling stuff.
Like I've seen it a bunch. I haven't seen it in a little bit. I forgot how truly cool the fights are. It's like a fucking cartoon. I can't even explain.
Anybody who used to, I think it's very cartoonish. Even the sounds. Like, do you guys notice the Foley artist work in this is it's insane. All the punches land like a little too high, and then the music's too dramatic for the scene.
It's very sloppy.
So everyone gives their opinions on the movie, and then they're very excited about this.
This movie also, we talk about a lot of people like wanting to fuck the hero. I think this whole town wants to fuck Patrick Swayze.
Guys, too.
I think everybody.
We'll all his. That. I mean, every character. Stanger protocol.
Activate Stanger.
Operation Stanger protocol.
3-part harmony.
Do they get paid by the word? Jesus. It's a lot. So a lot going on. Now, I will say there is a level of self-awareness. They do know how ridiculous this is. They do realize that they're like, yeah, we made this show called Action Boys. We didn't know it was going to take off, and now we have to be the Action Boys from here on out. Lucy, what's your take on this?
Well, it's interesting that you say that. So to play right off of that, in my clip 3, in my Lucy clip 3, they are self-aware. It's one of them talking about how he's going to a bar and he's meeting some girls. And we'll check that out.
What have you been up to these days? And I just come from recording our last episode, and I was like, I'm recording a podcast with my buddies, and they're like, and I was hoping to kind of like change the subject. And she's like, what's it called? And I was like, called Action Boys.
with a Z.
You know, I never, if a girl asks me what the name of my podcast, I never answer either. I'll be honest, it doesn't matter.
Especially if it was Action Boys. So I listened to the same episode as you, Carl. I listened to the Roadhouse episode also.
Did.
Yeah, obviously.
Why wouldn't you?
And I also noticed this thing where they are just constantly talking over each other. So I was just skipping around to different moments in different podcasts. So if you'll play my clip 2, every single moment that you randomly skip to in any one of their episodes sounds like this.
I know. When they're just sitting in it, like on a stakeout. They're like supposed to be inconspicuous. They're like, there he is. They're in a fucking 20-foot high truck just watching the bar.
Okay. I don't know if I have the same clip as you or not. It sounds very familiar. It's hard to tell.
It is.
But I have a clip on here, and I call it Guy Laughing. There's a guy who's laughing hysterically. It reminds me of, if you guys remembered, the Boogered Up podcast and Spaz Kid, who just loses his mind like Beavis. Like, Cornelia. Listen to this guy losing his mind this entire clip.
But it's not like there's a monster truck in it. Which is actually Bigfoot.
Yeah. Chekhov's monster truck.
I know. When they're just sitting in it, like on a stakeout. They're like supposed to be inconspicuous.
Was that the same clip or not?
No, it just sounds exactly
okay. I honestly didn't know.
It definitely sounds like a different clip. And spoiler, every episode sounds like that anywhere you drop the proverbial needle.
I see.
And it doesn't help that their voices are interchangeable.
Yes. It's not a video show per se. Now, if you're on their Patreon, it is.
So I actually found one episode on YouTube. They do have a YouTube channel where they have one episode up. And I pulled from that in my clip 1 the introduction of the show. This is actually filmed in a sister studio, so usually they don't film with video, or again, they only release it on their Patreon. John is going to give us an intro, and I have sped it up because it's insufferable.
What's up, shitheads? Welcome back to another episode of High and Mighty. It's me, your boy, the number 1 fuckboy, Johnny G from the South Shore of Nassau County, Long Island, standing 6'2", 300 and something pounds. He's going through it, folks. It's John Gabrus. All you gotta do is trust me. Jackson, Maine, from A Star Is Born. What are you still doing here? Abortion is healthcare. Okay, you're still on that one too. Thank you, brother. Also joining me in the High Mighty Studios, my newest on the coast, Arthur Gabrus. Psych, Arthur Gabrus is at home. I am not in the High Mighty Studios. I'm in the Headgum Studios recording with Recording Legends. You know him from the Dumbbells. It's Brian Stanger. And from the Rod States, it's Ben Rogers, a.k.a. the Action Boys.
Hey, Johnny G, thanks for that really wonderful intro.
They keep this up, too.
Yeah, they sure do. They got a lot of energy.
Going. Yes.
They got a lot of energy.
Yes, they're like three producer Chris's. all combined.
Maybe more.
Just yelling and screaming for hours on end. You can't shut them up.
You got my number.
Yep.
The other two seem embarrassed by that, but then when you hear them interact, they're not embarrassed at all. They're all trying to outdo each other.
Yes, correct. They're like, oh, I wish I could do that. It seems pretty cool. All right, I'll play this because I guess I don't know these guys well enough, and some people do. Like I said, they have a following. They're doing pretty well. I don't know why this is as funny as it is to these guys. I'm guessing it shouldn't be.
We just put out 2 gluten-free crackers and Stanger appears.
Some fucking Joe Rogan focus pills. They're nootropics on it.
Yeah. Try them out, bro. Yeah.
So I guess gluten-free was funny, and then like focus pills from Joe Rogan.
Don't forget
Yeah, I was
nootropics.
laughing on the inside. I thought that was the polite thing to do.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that because then if you start laughing, then people don't know what part's the clip and what part's us.
Yeah, yeah.
So a lot of times we hear these shows where like, I want to laugh, but I'm not going to, and I want to step on it. Very good. Thank you, Christian.
Since we were showing video a moment ago, I do have a couple of video clips from their Instagram. So my clip 2 is something that there's like 3 or 4 of them, but this one, they basically do an infomercial for their show. So they pretend that they're like a wacky late night infomercial, but for the Action Boys. And for some reason it's bleeped, even though it was on their Instagram. But you'll all get the hilarity from my clip 2.
This new podcast I've been hearing about the Action Boys.
I'm glad you brought this up because Action Boys has changed my life.
It's kind of a game changer. A lot of people are talking about it. I usually listen to it for maybe only like 3 hours a week.
And it's all you need. It's the minimum dose required.
And people are saying that paying for podcasts is not necessary, but that's a myth. It has to do with your genetics and chronotype.
Yeah, if you line it up with your chronotype, I mean, my hair is a lot fuller. My a lot harder.
Well, I first heard about Action Boys while I was watching pornography on Pornhub, and there was a little ad where one couldn't fill the jar up with but the one of the Action Boys listener was overflowing with
Hell, since I've been listening, I've made people It's not a myth.
A lot of this stuff is out there. Like, you just have to look it up.
You can see I obviously look better. You can see I'm obviously performing better, but you can't see how much better I feel from going to actionboys.biz and signing up.
One of the problems with improv is no one knows how to end it. They're like, I could say something ridiculous too. Go for it. Then I will.
It's the only thing consistent about it, besides sucking, is it's always too
You know
long.
what? Now that I think about it, there's only one improv show that anyone's ever liked. Whose line is it anyway?
Of course.
And there's a fucking guy with a buzzer. All right, that's enough. We get it. Like they literally need someone to sit there and be like, yep, okay, this joke is fucking run dry. We get it. You fuck harder and your dick's hard. Right, we get it. Cool.
Well, it sounds like you guys are hankering for an improv clip where many of the episodes actually start in the middle of an improv. Okay. So if you could go to my clip 18, let's just set it up that they work at a crayon factory.
Great.
God, these Crayola people are really difficult to please. We already have purple. Okay, well, ours was not exactly purple. It was grape indigo, but it didn't fucking land.
I think we should have called it Nurple.
I know. We shit on that when you first said it, and now hindsight being 2020, the meeting couldn't have gone worse.
Yeah,
they were fucking. Yeah.
I was going to show the guy, let me show you what a Nurple is in real time, and we'll see how fucking close it matches that, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, I mean, I saw where you were going. You went there.
Yeah. It was this Nurple, like a purple Nurple. Maybe you didn't get it. Should I play the next 3 minutes where they continue the
please. Maybe they don't run into the ground, I would imagine, right? It probably keeps getting fresher and fresher as they tag it and add on more ridiculous things.
As I was researching this, I decided to take the Greg Opie Hughes approach that if they post a clip on social media, it must be because they think it's the best representation of their show. So I've got a couple of, they're essentially audio clips, but they have their logo on it. We can hit a couple of these quickly. If you want to know whether or not you need to watch this show or listen to this show, my clip 9 should probably tell you everything you need to know.
Would you say that Sigourney Weaver's husband is into Weaver Beaver?
No,
going shit. We lit a fire under his ass today.
Stanger's trying to bring it. He's trying to bring it, man.
Everybody in the chat, put a 1 if you think Mr. Weaver is into Weaver Beaver. Let's see what they all think.
Let's get a rally going. Let's start the rally.
I always thought puns were the lowest form of comedy, but rhyming actually.
Yeah, that might actually be worse. Yeah, you're right. What do you think Mr. Latch is into with his wife?
Pussy.
Good point.
So, again, these are the clips that they put out there because they think they're the best. Clip 10, this is setting up a bit from G.I. Joe the movie.
Who is that guy from the G.I. Joe movie that always got blown by the ocean? Got blowjobs by the ocean.
Oh, fucking Blowfish?
No. he was a real guy, like the...
Okay, I thought you were doing a bit. A guy who got blowjobs in the ocean? He was a real guy in G.I. Joe?
by the ocean. He was one of the higher-ups in it.
Duke?
No, not Duke.
Dusty?
Not Dusty. Beachhead.
I hate you.
That's how that guy got his name, dude. I wanted one of you guys to say it.
So they put the Ray Liotta clip from Goodfellas laughing twice just to make sure you understood how funny it was.
Yeah.
And, the best is a joke that your co-host can't figure out, so you have to give your lame punchline. And, again, look, I think we might all have moments like this in our podcasting careers, but they clipped it out and they shared it with everyone.
Well, Christian, if I can defend the other hosts on this one, I grew up enjoying G.I. Joe. I'm not familiar with Beachhead. Is that a popular character in this?
And you never will
program? Be. Not with that attitude.
he must have come with the USS Flag that none of us could afford.
Okay,
the $200 aircraft carrier. So, you might think that that this is representative of the different. This is all they can do. But one of the things they can do is parodies of well-known TV theme songs, as in my clip 11.
Oh, good.
The Flintstone in your ass?
No time.
No, dude.
Where's the Flintstones?
In your asshole. It's a place right out of kink.com.
Sucking the metal.
They're all thinking.
Over the Flintstone will get you flamed.
They're all trying to think of something.
It's a powerful vacuum mask.
Oh, no. It makes it way worse when you hear how much time goes by.
An incredible additional verse.
You stopped being funny 40 seconds ago, boys.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
rough.
they don't stream the show live, so they could edit. I mean, I don't want to tell them how to do it.
They've get around to we'll have a gay old time? That would be the natch.
You would think.
Thank
guy.
you.
Producer
Thank
Chris is
you.
on top of it over here. There's no UCB experience here. It's not necessary on this show.
For right now, I've got one more from this batch. Is my clip 13. So co-hosts gaslighting each other can be funny, but I'll let you decide if one of them really stringing out the other two is funny or not in the clip 13.
So sometimes we like to figure out who we would be cast as in this movie.
Oh, wait. Are we doing that?
Oh, you have a fucking theme song for this now, too?
You better not.
Oh, God, please don't. Please don't.
I don't have a theme song. Don't worry. Good.
Oh, my God. Dude, these shows are too long.
Who would you be? Who would you?
This is like Boogie Nights where they're like in the recording studio.
Who would you be? Who would you? Who would you be?
Oh, fuck. Whoever the fuck tweets at Stanger is like, keep doing it. Don't listen to the fucking haters. This is still fucking going on. Look at what you're doing to Gabrus and I. We gotta sit through this.
Okay. The segment is called Who Would You Be?
That was infuriating.
And I'll reiterate that they clipped that out and posted it on their Instagram because it's one of their better clips. Yeah.
That's one you hear and you go, I want to hear 3 hours of this. What's the log form version of what I just heard there?
Yeah, what are they like when they get warmed up?
All right, real quick, I just want to play you this clip because I don't know if you know this. Patrick Swayze often has his shirt off in the movie Roadhouse.
It's true.
You look excited about this.
Go on.
Tell me something I don't know, Carl.
Well, these guys know about it too. And I like that, as you mentioned, these shows are long. These are long episodes. And so they start to get ahead of themselves from time to time.
Swayze's got to have his shirt off for 75% of this movie,
You
right?
got to get
or he's got that fucking weird gi shirt on.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we'll get to all that. 70-80% the shirt's off.
I like that he goes, he's got his shirt off a lot, right? Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to all of that. That's a horrible teaser. That's enough. You don't have to bring it up again.
The end of the sentence.
We've all seen the movie. Guy's shirtless a lot. Moving on. What else happens? What else happens in this movie?
Also, speaking of which, I don't think that they ever get back to it. After having listened to that episode.
Lucy's sitting there going, what are they going to talk about in being shirtless?
It really is a tease.
Yeah. I have a whole analysis on his nipples. They're not even getting to it. All right. So what else did you pick up on, Lucy?
Well, sticking with the Roadhouse stuff, they, in addition to just not knowing what to say about that movie and just laughing hysterically throughout the entire 2-hour-long episode, they just spend a little bit of time describing characters, not even main characters. So
Good.
We'll check that out.
Good.
In my LT4.
What's Bouncer 3 wearing?
You have no idea how accurate that is.
The one who has no eyebrows, the weird fucking.
Oh, yeah.
And he is like, but he's like, that's Dalton. I heard that he did. Like, he's the one who's like he's like the dude.
And
who's
then we
on
got
Harold team,
Gabrus's character, the fat bouncer.
Oh, I thought I'm either the fat bouncer or the suspenders bad guy.
Okay,
No,
I think you're too big to be the suspenders bad guy.
Yeah,
He's kind of
like
tiny.
5'1".
Yeah, he's pretty small.
You know, I always say it's really important to prep for your show to know what you're talking about. These guys might prep a little too much. Like maybe watch Roadhouse, then sit on it for a month and then do a show.
I feel like the thing that was so bothersome to me about that clip was that it just felt, you know, like when like basic white bitches go out and have wine and they're like, I'm the Carrie, producer Chris is the Samantha, you're the Charlotte, Christian is the
Obviously.
Miranda.
Why am I always
Like,
Samantha?
Always, I know, I'm sorry.
Stop being such a Samantha over there.
That's like what they're like, I would be the bouncer with this eyebrows.
Yeah.
Like, shut up.
Pretty good
Nobody
stuff.
cares.
Pretty good. Yeah, it
Nobody
does match your
cares what
personality.
bouncer you are.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe too much prep.
Yeah. Did you take a quiz in OK Magazine? Is that how you figured out
which one everybody was?
Which bouncer you were going to be?
Yeah. Well, let me just chime in with that. It's not a clip so much as an explanation that as bad as they are when they're trying to be funny, when they're not trying to be funny, it's the most boring show you'll ever listen to. So I listened to about an hour of the Planet of the Apes episode, and there were so many facts stacked on top of facts. And, you know, if I check out a show like Good Times, Great Movies or Once Over with Kaylee, I think the facts will be presented in an entertaining way. But they spend most of I know everything about the book Planet of the Apes was based on because these guys spend about 40 minutes on it.
So what you're saying is they're not fun facts?
No.
Is that your complaint about this?
That's true. Yeah, we all love fun facts.
I mean, the facts
they are
need
not
to be
fun.
fun, or else what are we doing, guys?
And
exactly.
To Christian's point, they actually opened that episode apologizing for facts that they didn't even get to. Did you catch that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry there weren't enough facts in this one, guys. I had it written down.
Yeah.
It starts with an apology.
That episode in particular, that's the newest one that people can get for free. Yes, there's the thing that Chris talks about, like, oh, you know, we didn't mention that the makeup guy also worked for the CIA. And if we had, we would have made a bunch of jokes. But no, we didn't do that. And then it goes into a 4-hour improv. Yes. Then
those are things you think and don't say, I guess.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. And then the theme song. So about 8 minutes in, they finally start the show.
So I would also like to point out that you said that's the most recent episode that you can get for free is Planet of the Apes. The most recent episode that you can get on their Patreon right now is Blue Velvet. They're supposed to be talking about action movies, right?
Sure.
Blue Velvet,
Action
the most
boys?
famous of the action movies.
It's not the most famous.
I mean, there's a car in it.
There was an ear at one point.
I think Dean Stockwell punches a guy.
Yeah.
You know, Dennis Hopper breathes in through that mask. There's a lot of action in that movie.
There's some
Lucy.
slapping.
When I think of action movies, I'm not thinking of Blue Velvet.
When people
disagree.
When people complain that our format's gotten away from us, I just want to point out, at least we're not doing Blue Velvet.
Yeah.
Actually, that's an action movie. Thank you. So the episode starts off kind of a cold open here, where the one guy tries to do this phone call bit. And I got to give him credit. The other guy calls him out for it, and he abandons it. which I was like, oh, these guys might be cool, until they get way too excited about it.
Do it! Come on! Do it now!
All right, let's do this. You ready?
Hold on. I got a call. Let me just take this.
Well, then let's not record.
All right. No. What? In the building by themselves?
It doesn't sound like a real call.
Guys, I thought you were answering your calls.
Oh, no. I decided to bail on this bit as soon as I heard you. As soon as I heard your side of the phone call.
You really...
I thought it would be better to just bully you about it.
Yeah, you really hung your ass out there, and I didn't want to do that.
Stinger was actually doing something on his phone.
Yeah.
Kind of not even checked in.
Yeah.
It was your idea. It was your fucking idea. And then you leave me to hang
Hold
like
on,
that.
I'm getting a phone call.
I was so ready to give them credit for that. Like calling the guy out. Yeah, that's lame. It's not working. Moving on. And then they're like, can you believe that? That was so funny how you called me out and we didn't do the thing.
We sure do suck.
Oh, pretty good stuff. All right. Lucy.
Yes.
What else did you pull for us? Because you have all of these other
Yeah, so let's go
clips
ahead.
that are very short.
That's accurate. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a peek at the same joke 9 times.
Oh, good.
It's going to be great. So what they are doing here, these are going to be video clips, and they're talking about the movie Congo, which is an actual action movie.
Okay.
And it is about a gorilla named Amy who communicates through sign language and also like a robotic voice where she's like WATP, like very robotic. And they are going to imitate her 9 times in their wonderful improv successes. And we're going to get to hear that.
Amy does do the ads on High and Boyz.
Okay. Do you want me to just run through all
run
these?
through them.
Amy loves Audible books. Amy loves green drink. Amy loves talk book.
Amy saving on supplements by getting all from Athletic Green.
Yeah, so he's the one who's bad at improv, I think, based on that.
Well, hold on. This is the rule of 9s. We haven't gotten there. Rule of 9s.
Amy, kill me, please.
That one I support.
I do not want to be here anymore.
Amy want to be in jungle.
Help Amy.
Couple more.
Mighty studio too hot.
Okay. I'm picking up on something right now.
Please.
I have an observation to make.
Go on.
And when I have an observation, everybody better fucking listen. Listen up. Too comfortable. Got to get that count. That love seat's got to go. These chairs are too fucking comfortable. I want everyone to sit on uncomfortable stools. In fact, that cushion you're sitting on right now, producer Chris, get it out of here. People are too fucking comfortable. You should be walking on a treadmill while you're doing these shots. Too fucking relaxed around here. At an 8 incline at 3.5. Anyway, that's something.
The Club Random studio says that they look too relaxed.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. You can't be that relaxed on podcasts. It gets a little, I don't know, they get a little silly.
And they're way too encouraging of each other by giggling at everything.
Right, fuck you.
See? It's a lot more effective.
Yeah.
I'll
As
see
they're
myself
all
out.
trying to, what we call, they're trying to out-zane each other.
Yeah. Oh,
is that what they're doing?
Less you, more me.
Yes. All right. Christian, what else do you want to play on here? What else should we cover that we haven't covered so far?
Okay. So not only do they present not fun facts, not only do they make bad jokes, you'll be glad to hear they're also terrible at impressions.
Oh, good.
So in a moment, I'll call for my clip 14, but let me ask everyone, if there's one hack impression you'd expect to find on a podcast about movies, which one do you think it would be?
Well, there's Arnold.
Sean Connery.
Yeah.
De Niro.
Okay.
De Niro is always a good one.
Those are all
Jack
good
Nicholson.
ones.
Jack Nicholson.
They have done Nicholson. It basically sounded
Who's
like
also
that.
Lisa Boswell.
But,
This is Jack
the answer-
Nicholson. I like cheese. And I like pizza.
The answer we're looking for is Christopher Walken.
Oh, okay.
I knew that
which
'cause I was
is-
looking at the title, but I
is such
stopped
a-
myself from cheating.
Good on you.
Thank
That's
you.
good.
Show restraint.
Like you always do with the Catch an Alien. That you're
Correct.
happy to cheat in. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Who are you talking to, Cardiff?
Walken's such a hack impression. You might be able to find me doing impressions of it on early episodes of the Blackcast. But we're not talking about me.
Right.
We're talking about clip 14 that they set up with Christopher Walken here.
What do you prefer, Heathcliff or Garfield?
Me? I love Mondays.
I love Mondays, so I gotta go with Heathcliff.
Yeah. The giant cat in Heathcliff named Mongo, always a favorite of mine.
Heathcliff Chip. Reminds me of my son Chip.
Chip, you built like Mongo, Chip.
Chip's got traps like Mongo.
Chip, if you and Mongo were in the same room, I don't know if I could tell who was who.
Again, the Muttley clip helps us know that was funny. The little cartoon laughing dog.
Wait, you didn't put that in?
No. Believe me, I did not put that in.
I thought you were goofing on them.
No, it's like the Leota thing. They had to put it in twice.
Yeah.
See, we're laughing. You laugh.
They're giving us a laugh track, but failing at it.
It was so lame. I thought Christian Blatt did it.
No, Carl, my walking is so much worse than his. He kept it in his ass. So we've heard a lot of
guys. There's one thing I know about doing Christopher Walken. You have to say things that he would say, like, "My name's Christopher Walken." Like that's how you start the sentence.
I prefer Heathcliff to Garfield. Yeah, exactly. They nailed everything except he vaguely sounded like him. So I have one last impression that I think everyone will really love. We've heard a lot of Trump impressions over the years.
Sure.
And right now in our heads, we might all be thinking of the worst one that we've ever heard. But whatever's on your list, you're about to hear the 3 worst Trump impressions that you've ever heard. My clip 16, where they talk about the xenomorph aliens from the Aliens film franchise.
There's a reason we call them aliens. They're coming in any way they can.
A convoy of murdering xenomorphs coming up from South America.
They're coming up from South America.
The xenomorphs.
They're grabbing your face. They're gonna hug your face. They're fucking your butts. They're putting embryos inside the little babies.
There's good xenomorphs on both sides.
Eventually, he talks to the aliens. He's like, they're actually good guys. He's making deals.
They're actually really great. We're going to make a really great deal with the xenomorphs.
The xenomorphs just want to come here and use our women as gestation pods.
What? We should be friends with the xenomorphs. What's so
Tell
bad?
little Rocket Man.
What's so bad?
Teaming up with the xenomorphs against Rocket Man.
There was no collusion between me and the xenomorphs. There's no witch hunt. So,
Queen hunt.
It's a queen hunt. All right, I don't know the queen. I've never met her.
Where's that buzzer?
My personal hero is
bring in the
Burke
buzzer.
from Aliens. Yeah. He's a money man, and he goes on adventures just like me.
He's better. He's better than the lieutenant. Let's face it.
No, Christian, you're going to learn your lesson. If you're going to send me over a clip that's that long and that ridiculous, I'm going to play the whole thing. Like, all right, that's enough. No, that's your call when you're editing the clips.
Yeah, start it again.
All right, yeah. All right, I want you to stew in this.
I'll tell you where you should have cut it.
Who are these podcasts?